What's the point, right?
What's the point? We'll just do a little. Hello and good morning to you. Hello. Check 1 2. Is this thing on? Check 1 2. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. I'm playing the role of Chris Whitenack today as Chris sips a cup of coffee. I'm going to just send a little reminder that these little buggers are pesky and noisy at times. So if you could double down on the do not disturb mode, that'd be great. And I will say thank you, and we will all say thank you. 1 2 3. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you can stand on up. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful day. This beautiful day. This beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This wonderful day. This wonderful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing day. This healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for for this day, this joyful, this joyful, this joyful day, this joyful, this joyful, this joyful day. We say thank you, thank you, thank you. Here we go. Thank you.
Woo! All right, you're all hired. We're going to do the UCP on the Road band. As you probably can tell, I am not Reverend Victoria. But that's okay. She's enjoying her sabbatical. And we have the wonderful RevAna to my left.
Hello,
She's
hello.
already revved up, holding the prayer box. So if you want to put that down, we're going to rock. All right, so thank you, those of you live streaming, for joining us. Thank you all for being here present and bringing your consciousness. Yes. So, are you ready? Are you even knowing what you're getting into? Doesn't matter. Yes. It's all good. It's all consciousness, and we're going to figure this out as we go through because we already have a plan. All right. Would you settle in as it is already lit? See, consciousness is already moving right through. I was about to cue it, but it is done. What a wonderful day. All right, so if you want to settle in and just feel that presence that is you, that's surrounding you, that is in this room, that is part of life. And if you would, if you don't already know it, on that buff sheet, the order of service, we have our opening invocation. So, and since I'm not used to doing this, I'm trying to remember, there is only, yep, I got it. Sorry, just trying to go through the right one and get it cued. So, would you say that together with me? Together? There is only one presence and one power, God in the universe and in my life, God the good omnipotence. Feeling that presence permeating every last cell of our body. The air that we are breathing, the space that we are in, connecting to those that are virtually connected, and the entire planet. We get to be fully who we are. These divine, creative sparks of this emanation of the same essence. We are unique in our own sphere, and we get to influence others and connect with their strengths to have a wonderful, magnificent experience that expands and expands and expands. And so it is.
So it is.
Are you?
I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I surrender. I trust and I know. As I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. I fall into the arms of love.
So join me now into an experience of falling into the arms of love. What else could be more precious, powerful, comforting than falling into the arms of love? divine love. So I envision and I feel everybody together here now. And those who may be watching, or even after the recording is available, all joining in through the heart space into the arms of love. As we also see every person who has requested prayer doing the same, placing their awareness in all that God is and letting everything else released and surrendered. And you know what happens when we surrender and we say yes to these arms of love? That now Spirit can be in charge. And miracles don't stop expressing. As healing and transformations, awakenings, realizations, and most of all, being one in the awareness of that love. So take a moment to feel the presence. To open up and smile. Smile with me. As together we have this moment of communion, of oneness, of beauty. Some of us were here yesterday afternoon cooking for the workshop. And afterwards, we sat in the porch looking at the trees. And I literally felt the love of God through those trees that were just being there and sharing sacred space. So please realize for a moment how blessed we are for this sacred space in which we come together every week to experience God in the midst of nature. Simply experiencing the oneness. Oneness with one another. Oneness with all of life. And oneness with all possibilities that are in divine mind, waiting to be expressed. Through our minds and our hearts, as we open, as we allow, as we are willing to receive. Are you willing to receive? Are you willing to express? Are you willing to manifest? Are you willing to be the presence? There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in our lives. God the good, omnipotent. And we are one with that presence and that power. And that awareness is the source of our safety, is the energy behind our true power, is the way of truth, happiness, and fulfillment. Today, in this beautiful summer morning, we acknowledge the one presence. We acknowledge the love. We acknowledge the oneness. And we are at peace. And nothing else matters most. God is, I am. And therefore, all is well. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. And so it is, and so we let it be. Amen.
Would you join me in, it's on the program or it's on the order of service, our vision and mission? And I guess I'll do it from over here. So really feel into that, and I'm realizing there's something else that I want to put in here beforehand, because there are all these amazing divine humans in this space. So before we do this, would you connect with at least two of them visually, or if you're close enough to hug or whatever that is, and those of you streaming. Got to do that. Got to do that. All right. I have just orchestrated divine chaos. Woo! All right. Bringing us back into a little more focus. It's all good. It's all good. You know. So join me in our vision and mission. So let's start with our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission, we center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey towards wholeness, and we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. Take it away, Eric.
Script change. It's muted. Oh, there we are. Well, thank you for your assistance. Sacred spaces we are making when we gather and we sing round the campfire in a street choir. Join the circle, let it ring. Ain't that some amazing grace? This sanctuary we create. Bring your troubles, tell your stories, pass the old guitar around. Raise your voices, make it joyous, and listen for that holy sound. Ain't that some amazing grace? Sanctuary we create. Dr. Wayo, see you say yo. Dr. Wayo, say. Dr. Wayo, see you say yo. Dr. Wayo, say. Feel your heartbeat. There's a rhythm. There is music all around. Find another sister, brother, and take a stand on holy ground. Ain't that some amazing grace? Sanctuary we create. say, oh, Dr. Way, oh, say, Dr. Way, oh, see you say, oh, Dr. Way, oh, say, ooh, ain't that some amazing grace? This sanctuary that we create.
Oh, thank you, Eric, and thank you, Karen. I told Eric that during the pandemic at Unity of the Triangle, we did record his music, and believe it or not, we have shown you once in our Spanish ministry, so thank you. You were famous without knowing it.
I'll have to work on the Spanish. That's a great idea. I should be translating myself.
Well, believe it or not, today we are culminating my 4th Sunday. I just can't believe it. It just feels that now I'm getting started. And I hope that it has definitely been an expansive experience. This is how I call my time here, an expansion capsule. And just doing a little recap, the first week we talked about how the awareness of being loved and being loved ourselves is the foundation of anything else. How the importance of knowing that we have access to a lot of information through beyond the mind, the heart. And then last week we talked about surrendering and placing God first and be more willing to be in the flow. And that lands us into today, which is the name of the talk is I Am Empowered, All is Possible. And what I believe happens, the more we are in resonance with truth, the more empowered we feel, and things that we couldn't consider before, now we feel, well, that maybe I can go for that. So it's almost like we are in a good place to explore deeper things about ourselves and desires of our heart that might be distanced or are not reachable, and now we're trying to uncover. So today, during this talk and part of my afternoon workshop, it's going to be an invitation to have a visioning session with yourself, in which you can maybe explore what is really my mission and vision right now in my life, and what are really the values that sustain that mission and vision. And we tend to think of mission and vision as something that we just had, Chris had us repeat the mission and the vision for this organization, and we know that all the organizations talk about that. What is their mission? What is their vision? And I'm glad that my oldest daughter is here visiting today with her boyfriend, Ian. Thank you, Claire. But you're going to love this because she's a big fan of Disney. Claire, do you know what Disney's mission is? It's to entertain, inform, and inspire people around the globe through the power of storytelling. And the vision is to be one of the leading producers and providers of entertainment and information. So we could say that based on mission and vision and values, according to that identity, you show up in the world and you make decisions, right? And I also see like there's a vibration out there. And I have a great example from my own experience in flying, you know that I'm original from Puerto Rico, and for a while now, the only airline doing direct flights was Frontier. But a couple of years ago, JetBlue started flying also direct. So I switched to JetBlue and realized, oh my God, I love JetBlue so much more. And then, you might relate to me. And then I'm like, okay, what is the mission of Frontier? And the mission of Frontier is to make a flying experience easy, affordable, and enjoyable. But you know what the mission for JetBlue is? To inspire humanity, both in the air and on the ground. So can you feel the vibration? One is to just make it affordable and enjoyable, and the other one is to inspire humanity. They, even before they opened, and they opened the airline years ago, they were really convinced that their values had to come first. And what are their values? By the way, I'm not being sponsored by JetBlue or anything. Safety, caring, integrity, passion, and fun. They say inspire our culture and guide our decisions. And giving back is core. So they have this JetBlue Give Back. And one of the things that they're working in is a lot with youth and education in underprivileged communities. And I have two great examples. After I was analyzing this, it made sense because in one of my trips, I saw the airline crew coming into the airline to clean, and I saw this young girl. I'm sure she was 15 or 16. And I'm like, is this for real? This girl cleaning here? Then I realized that it's part of how they empower young people. Also realize that they're big in making sure you get your credits if their flights are delayed, which is really confirmation of how much in integrity they operate. Anyways, this is just to bring you into the idea that everybody, even people, we have our, even we might not be fully aware, but there's something that is really guiding our decisions, our personal mission and our vision. And some of us are more clear than others. Sometimes in life, there are periods in which you're like really clear, other times you're trying to explore. But I want you to think about mission, something as to what I'm doing in my present, and vision is like, where am I really headed, right? And I was analyzing that for myself, and I'm like, okay, what is my mission? I really feel that my mission is to keep working on myself spiritually so that I can support others in the realization of truth through the unity principles of abundance. I really love the mission of our ministry is to offer the principles for true abundance, which is way beyond money. And then my vision is that I see a world awakening to the truth, to a true abundance experience. So like I was saying, today, you know that I always tell you what I'm going to sell you. But today I want to sell you how it is really important to explore where am I and where I'm headed from the perspective that as the more we anchor on truth and we know we have a stronger connection with spirit, then we are in a place to say, hey, that seemed impossible before, there's an opportunity, there's possibilities that I can have that be. And it's almost like I see it like coming from a space of unconsciousness to a place of more awareness and consciousness. So meaning unconsciousness, it's something as to how in automatic are you living? How are you driven by your own habits? How is it that you are like most of the times operating from your comfort zone versus being in a place of awareness, more in connection, heart and mind, more listening to that inner voice, paying attention more to the messages and to the inklings that come from spirit. And it's like more and more deciding and being aware, am I coming from unconsciousness, the automatic, or am I really paying attention and following that inner guidance? And then the more we decide on the latter, and the more we give it space, it's like your life starts really changing completely to a new plane. And even though there's parts of you that might say, as you start thinking about a daring vision, which is how I call the workshop today, there might still be parts of you that says, oh, we have an expression in Spanish that says, soñando con pajaritos preñados. So I asked Claire, how do you say that in English? And she said, your head is in the cloud. I said, okay. Is there this side of us that says, be more realistic? And one of Osvaldo's favorite lines is, it's better the bad that you know than the good that it could happen to you. Malo por conocer, que bueno por ser. And if you think about it, when I say a daring vision, why is it daring? First of all, what is the definition of daring? And the dictionary says that to be daring is to be bold and adventurous. And it's a quality possessed by people who tend to take risk, right? In other words, it's an attitude in which you're willing to take steps without having your success be a guarantee, right? And maybe be willing to break a social pattern or an ancestral pattern. And that can be really, really uncomfortable with the ego. Because the ego wants to be in control and wants to be in a space of what I know, what I can see. And then, like I said before, the heart starts saying, no, there's something else. And there's this disconnect until we start realizing more and more, the more we expand spiritually, that the vision that God has for our life, it's only the vision that will really make us truly happy and fulfilled. When I speak like this about opening up to something new about your future, I know that many people might go, oh, that might be for younger people, but I'm already in my latter years of my life or in my autumn of my life. But if you think about it, even aging can be done in a more enlightened and conscious way than just in automatic and be like everybody else, right? Aging involves processes of a lot of changes physically and emotional and spiritually. But it's like aging, and we are all aging, right? Even though some are older than others. But it's asking, how are we doing it? Are we doing it mostly from worry or from passion? I love that. Am I coming most of my time from worry or from passion? From fear or from faith? From restlessness or from peace? From habit or creativity? From disconnection or from unity? From without God or with God? So the question becomes then, in the leftover days that we have on this earth, which whatever that might be, what will our north be? What are we left over to accomplish? So today I really want to open that conversation with you in such a way that it becomes your way and not the way of the world, what most people in my age are doing or are striving for. Some of us have clarity on that. Some of us, it's a constant process of being revealed. And it doesn't matter what the case may be. I realize that all of our lives, there's a lot of dots that are connected by one big thread. one big story that it's unfolding. And that somehow our souls came to this earth with something truly important they needed to realize through this earthly experience. So the point is, if you go deeper within yourself, something core, it's really unfolding. And what is it? And I want you to, at this moment, take a deep breath with me. And this might be a talk that you might get something today, or you might get something as the day unfolds or during the workshop. But open up to say, what is it that my soul really needs to realize through my upcoming times? And it doesn't matter what comes about that. It's truly important that part of that revelation involves your willingness to be a server in this world. I don't know if you're familiar with a Jewish teaching called the Tikkun Olam. Tikkun Olam talks about the need for repair in this world. It implies that while the world is innately good, its creator purposely left room for us to improve upon his work. All human activities are opportunities to fulfill this mission, and every human being can be involved in that Tikkun Olam. So if that is so, what is left for me to improve in myself and out there? I don't know if I resonate that much with repair, because it really implies a lot of brokenness, but what is it that I'm meant to, my own awakening and realization that this is mine to do, that I will bring something of value to the rest of us? And it can really feel really big, and the first thing that might come, because it's happened to me, you go like, am I enough? If there's enough for me to do this. And I wanted to bring a biblical character that would really portray this, in which we have a very important thing to accomplish. It's coming through, we get the calling, and then we doubt. And that is Moses, right? Moses was chosen to take the people out of the slavery of the Pharaoh. And the very first thing that Moses tells God is like, am I capable? Do I have the capacity? And it happens to us, right? When that very vision comes from above, we need to understand that everything that is needed for us, if it's God-given, everything that we need in order to fulfill that will be provided. And that's something that I am seeing in my own experience. You know, you step forward in faith, you notice your calling, you have doubts, and you still keep walking, and you realize that somehow things are magically happening because you are doing what it's meant for you to do and be. The other questions that might be, is it too late? And you know that Moses was 80 when he was asked to do this task, and he learned about his mission, and most of the personal experiences that Moses had internally with God was towards the last 40 years of his life. So it is never really late when you give that to that presence to guide you. And I have a quote from me. Why is it funny? It is never late to give your life to God and allow for this new way of connecting with the one presence to guide you. And I read a mark here. Say it twice. It is never late to give your life to God and allow for this new way of connecting with the one presence to guide you. We never know the things that God can accomplish through us. It will definitely involve breaking with concepts of what Unity calls the race consciousness, which is really the connective consciousness says when you're at a certain age that there's health issues that have to come with age. And in Spanish, we say achaques. And I told Claire, how do you say achaques in English? Mom, we don't have a word for that. So you have to break, but the Spanish speakers know what I'm talking about. We have to break this idea that age means economic scarcity, that age, it's loneliness, that more age is a lack of new projects. This is all a level of consciousness that is really not anchored in something truthful. That if we are not willing to break, we're going to be stuck there, right? So it's like it doesn't matter where you are at in your own path, and even if you're like a senior, it's like don't go there because it's not going to be of any help to any of us. Recently, I saw an interview of Morgan Freeman in a morning show. And he had just finished a new movie, a new documentary. And the interviewer says, so Morgan, how old are you now? And he says, 87. And he looks at her and says, age is just a number. Wow, how liberating, right? Age is just a number. And we see it in the story of Moses. So when I tell you about a daring vision and a new beginning and opening up to a deeper revelation of the divine, it's not necessarily something external that you're meant to accomplish. It could be about really changing a pattern in you. It could be getting rid of some destructive habits. It could be maybe say, oh, why don't you have some more adventure in your life, right? And it might be ultimately about how can I be more spiritually balanced in my life? And recently, through the show that Osvaldo and I, by the way, hello Osvaldo, nice that I see you here. We talked, the quest talks about divine equilibrium. How can we make the experience of divine equilibrium in us a priority? Maybe that's your biggest contribution. Truly making your spiritual life and evolution be like the core of your intentions and actions. Probably like 7 years ago, I was in charge of the rentals at Unity of the Triangle. And this gentleman who used to live in this area, John Seskevich, some of you might know him, was one of the disciples of Ram Dass. And everybody knows who Ram Dass is, I don't have to say. And I started listening to Ram Dass material during that period, and it was really the only thing that was really nourishing me really deep. And the opportunity to be in a session with Ram Dass came up through Skype. He was in Hawaii, and I had set up for half an hour. That's the time where they were giving. But it turned out that the other person in line didn't show up, so I spent a whole hour in conversation with Ram Dass. And I would say that out of that hour, maybe we talked 25 minutes. Everything else was just doing mantras or being in silence. And my heart was really one of the most powerful spiritual experiences I've had in my life I could not describe. It was like looking at Jesus. My heart chakra just went boom, and I was experiencing God there. As I was remembering that experience, I realized that Ram Dass had had a stroke when he was 71, like 20 years prior. And his speech was affected, his body was affected. Still, you know how he labeled that experience of the stroke once he realized and he went into that daring vision mentality? He said, this is grace. This is fierce grace for having him go through that, let's say, distortion of his body was really what opened him, awakened him in a way that nothing else could have mattered or done it. And that right there from that wheelchair, he was transforming me, and he had been an amazing presence that to this day. That's just to tell you how when we open up deeper and deeper and we allow for that revelation of truth to come forth and we are shown directly, this is where you need to go and this is what you need to put your energy into. You really, to honor that you really become a repair person. You really become a person of extreme value to the world. So it's, what I'm saying essentially, don't have to go and say, well, having a certain vision of my life means about world accomplishments. That could be part of it, but it's not everything. And what I'm saying is, go within, open up, and see, how can I be more aware? How can I be more truthful to what is being given to me? How can I honor that as I go forward and create the best future I can create for my life here while I'm here on this earth? That's why I call my talk today, I am empowered, all is possible. So please know, the more we get anchored in that divine love, the more we develop that internal connection, the more we make God first, the more we trust and we flow, the more you're going to feel this something pushing you and saying, go for it now, you're ready, this is your time. If you want to, I'm switching into my salesperson, if you want to know more, come to the workshop because we're going to go deeper as to how to explore that daring vision for your life. And we're going to have exercises and, of course, fun. If you have been in one of my workshops, you're going to have fun. Otherwise, you leave and your money back. So anyways, let's close with a prayer right now. I want you to take 2, 3 deep breaths. And just sit with whatever is coming to you and through you. And be present to it. And then be loyal to it. And then be aware that as you acknowledge that inner voice, there's power for its realization, its unfoldment, and most of all, that through it all, you will grow and expand where you're meant to expand and be, which is a full expression of the one presence on this earth. And then see and ask, if I'm having this transformation, if I'm honoring this call, it might be about being more involved in this community. It might be that I walk out of my comfort zone And I'm willing to say, hey, I'm here. This is important to me. My time, my talent, my treasure, to be put into something of value and transcendence. And the more we do that, the more blessed we feel. We feel full, complete, happy. And that is my intention for each one of you this morning and for this spiritual community of Unity Center of Peace and for the whole Unity movement and the world. I behold the Christ in you. Thank you so much for being here and sharing sacred space. With that and more, we say thank you, God, and so it is. Amen.
It's a question of faith. 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 What do I believe? What can be perceived? What can we achieve? It's a question of faith. Am I stumbling towards a light? Is there an afterlife? Will we ever get it right? It's a question of faith. What does it mean to live? And how can we forgive all the things that make us hate? It's a question of faith. There's no way of knowing. And you can harmonize that too if you want. Where all this is going. I believe I'll keep it flowing. So why are we here? And what's with all the fear? Grab the wheel, you can steer. It's a question of faith. So what do I believe? And what can be perceived? What can we achieve? It's a question of faith. It's a question of faith. It's a question of faith. Last time. It's a question of faith. Thank you.
So coupled with RevAna's talk and Eric's question of faith, are you ready?
Yes.
I'm sure half of you were thinking, for what? From the front we have, doesn't matter. We're ready. So thank you, Reverend Anna, for bringing this in. And how do you feel now? I heard an ooh. So you're probably more connected into who you truly are. Yes? Yeah? Maybe? Okay. So part of that is being part of this community. And in this moment of our service is we get to participate in that. And there's an exchange. There's a divine exchange. And so whatever that is for you, and we have many ways of doing that, in this daring reality that we are stepping into all together in different ways, bring that gift with you for this community, for this kind of experience, for growing this experience for ourselves and others. So that is what this gift supports. And there's various ways to do it. If you're live streaming, you see it all on the screen. But hold that. And let us say our affirmation together, which is on the sheet if you don't know it. It's right on the bottom of the front. So let's hold that and live it together. Together? Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I am. Let's join in.
The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth.
And that was just the beginning. So extend your hands to these gifts. Together as a community, we are powerful and ripe for change. And we've started already with these gifts because they move through this community. This money is really consciousness moving through the cosmos, brightening every last nook and cranny it travels through, coming through back to the giver in the ways and needs that are wanted for each giver, so that this cycle is repeated again and again and again. And with that brightness, so it is. All right. And Mary is taking the prayer request box, which will be out in the foyer. So if you have anything that is in your head or on your heart, you can put it in there, and our wonderful, see if I can get the P's and the T's in the right place here. The wonderful trained prayer partner team will pray over it for 30 days. Yes. And they're much better at that than I am saying that, so have no fear. Is there anyone here for the first time? If you are, you probably got a packet with one of these on the front. If you would fill out both sides and return it to the greeter, myself, that would be wonderful. And if you did not get one of these, if you would raise your hand and our greeters will get you one of them. All right, and those of you live streaming, if you would put "I'm new" on the chat. I know it might seem scary, but we're daring today, right? So put it in there, and our wonderful online greeter Mel will give you whatever you would like in terms of an introduction. All right, and I am going to hand it back over to, I believe, Eric.
Prayer set to music, a hymn improvisation, or maybe this should be a her improvisation.
I was about to say it.
Yes, so we can give the patriarchy a nice kick in the shins there. Okay. We are daring. We are empowered. So, we are daring. We are empowered. All is possible. All is possible. Hang on. All is possible. 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 Okay, this side, keep going.
All is possible. All is possible.
Keep going.
All is possible.
Something with your hands like this.
All is possible.
Make something up.
All is possible.
That's it. Everybody do something
All
different.
is possible.
Or you can use your feet.
All is possible. All
is
is
possible.
possible. All is possible.
I am daring.
I am daring.
I
All is possible. All is possible. All is
daring.
daring.
Daring. Daring. Daring. We need jazz hands.
Daring.
Daring.
Daring. Daring. Daring. Daring.
And if you're at home on the Zoom, you can sing whatever part you want.
Daring.
And go ahead, because no one can hear you. You won't be embarrassed. Daring.
is possible.
All is possible. All
Daring.
is possible. All is possible in this sacred space that we create.
Daring.
All this sacred space.
Daring. Daring. Daring.
Possible. Possible. Possible.
Possible.
Daring.
Daring.
I am empowered.
I am empowered.
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 Impossible.
Impossible.
Empowered.
Empowered.
And nothing
And nothing
is impossible.
impossible.
I'm daring.
I'm daring.
And it's scary.
And it's scary.
But I don't care.
But I don't care.
Because I'm empowered.
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 Woo! Thank you.
So for those of you that could not hear, there is a question whether or not Eric is Puerto Rican or not. No.
I am, since you asked, I am Irish and Polish. My mother's maiden name was Shamborski, and my last name is Bannon, which is very Irish. My great-grandfather arrived here into New England in the late 18s.
All right.
I got stories. That's not to say I have two very good friends who are Puerto Ricanos, Mama Susie and Rosie, and they insist that I learn Spanish. So next semester.
All right. So, I am going to run through these announcements because they are all in your program. They're going to be on the screen, so you're going to get the details, and I'm just going to hit the highlights. First up, next Saturday, Adopt a Highway. Do we know what those are? All right, we're doing it here for Sewell School Road that runs across here. And so show up. It's a great way to meet people. And there's a sign-up sheet on the back shelf and probably online as well. So we've got that. Boom. Next one up. Raising Spiritually Minded Children, Part 2. Or maybe we need a parte de dos. Translated into Spanish a little bit. So that is happening next Sunday after the service with Nathan Jorgensen. So thank you. And there's a lunch included. There's a $25 registration. So see the details that are in your program, online, all of that good stuff. Also rolling along, we've got Sun Bear Medicine Wheel Ceremony with Gaines Steer. Now, I can tell that he's not in the audience because I don't need shades. So those of you that know his wardrobe, you know you can check him out whenever he's in present. All right, so that's happening not 2 Sundays from now, or Saturday, 2 Saturdays from now on June 15th from 2 to 3:30. So that is something that Sun Bear has rolled out, as he wanted those of the world to participate in this. So Gaines will be leading that, and it'll be in the medicine wheel, which is through the woods over there. All right. We also, how old is UCP? Right. Okay. So we're going to celebrate that at the end of this month. So there's all kinds of things happening on June 30th, which is a Sunday. So you'll already be here. Don't have to worry about that. There's cookout, there's storytelling, there's live music, face painting, all kinds of stuff. And for those of you that are on the music end, Chris Whiteneck says check your inbox. You've got an email or 2. So please check those out. And there's an insert with all kinds of more details. And does anybody know what that thermometer thing out in the foyer is representing? The screen, yes. And as of, I don't know if it was yesterday or Friday, somewhere in there, it's full. So, thank you all who have made that possible. And stay tuned, literally, for that TV to show up at some point. All right. Also, so we talked about the prayer box. We also have 3-Minute Miracle, which is your own version, not in a box, but with a person, with a trained prayer partner. So if there's anything in your head or in your heart, maybe this daring thing got something loosened and you want some support, this is an easy way to avail yourself of it. Mel Caron is our trained prayer partner today. She'll be out in the hall and she will take you to the last door on the left, and you can have that miracle. You can have that presence of being in that expanded consciousness and someone supporting you in that. Let's see, what else? Oh, we have wonderful flowers, and I want to thank Frank Gonzalez for bringing, which ones? There's so many flowers. This one? Okay, sorry, I have to point to the right one. These are the flowers, and these are representing Frank's appreciation for his mom, the inspiration that got him into all of the things that he's doing currently. So thank you, Frank, for sharing that with us. Also, Sacred Cafe and Deeper Dive are not happening today because we are going into the daringness. So that is happening afterwards. And those of you registered for that or are registering for that, that's happening in here. We're going to have the meal outside because it is a wonderful Carolina day. And check in with Debbie to make sure you're fully registered with everything. So I think that covers everything. Oh, one last thing. Those of you that were in the service, which I think includes all of you, have experienced some aspect of the music of the circle, which Eric Bannon leads. If you want to know more about it, he's got stuff that happens at different places. He has these flyers. So please talk to him if you liked what we did. Does that cover it enough? Okay. I see children, so maybe we should, what? Birthdays aren't happening this week because we got so much.
Okay.
We're slow
Just
cooking
checking.
them for next week.
Very good.
So hold on to your June birthdays.
I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am.
Good morning. Hello. Good afternoon. Sorry. Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm the YFM director. Today we started talking about the power of imagination, which is, like, again, a big power that we have to now whoosh, bring it into what reality is. So, like, how can we imagine the world we want to live in? How can we imagine the day that we want, right? If you close your eyes and imagine the day, maybe it'll happen. You know, we also, there was a few, to set it right, see it right. There's a unity thing that kind of permeates on a website I read. Anyway, so we had 3 creative minds. Evan had fantastic imagination. Yep, somebody spilled water. Allie had a wonderful circles and party happening, and we we pretended a bunch around fireflies. We used our imagination to resurrect squashed fireflies. That was amazing. Big thanks to Spiro for helping out. Huge help. I'm going to continue looking for volunteers. And thank you all for holding us in your thoughts and prayers.
All right. Let us bless these children, the children of the world, no matter where they are. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are. And we behold the Christ and you. Mwah. Would you stand if you're able? And we are going to go into our prayer protection, which is on this sheet if you don't know it, and into the peace song. So, together, the light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let me be with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyful vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin.
Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you. Hi. If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace